Being a farmer, you have to do all the things. You gotta grow the food, you gotta harvest the food, you gotta market the food, you gotta run a business, keep up with the books. You know, like why spend time on email marketing and social media marketing? My name is Lesley Dennis. I own and operate Solway Farms. We are in Eastview, Kentucky in Hardin County. The historic name of this place is Solway. We become Eastview in the late 1950s, so we really wanted to pay tribute to all of the farming families that were here and families before us, because it's such a great name. Sol in Spanish means sun, and sol in French means soil. So like both of those things you have to farm. So going into this farm business, I really tried to prioritize my social media presence. I have about the same amount of followers on Instagram as on Facebook. I don't have a ton. It's more important for me to catch those local followers that are actually going to buy my produce. So in my journey of starting my business, I went to the Kentucky Women in Ag Conference, and they had 2 sessions that I really remember highlighting the importance of social media marketing. One that I went to, and I was very skeptical about going to, because she was everything that I was not. She was a photographer and ran a social media or a marketing business, both. And she just talked about the importance, and one of the things that she highlighted was she gets all her posts ready at one time while she's getting her hair blown out. Now, I don't do that, but I try to think about those kind of things when I'm doing a daily task that maybe is taking up some of my time. For example, when I'm waiting in line to pick my kids up from school and they've not released yet, but I'm just sitting in the line, I will take some photos that I have taken through the day, throw them on an Instagram reel, post them, right? That's time that that I'm really, it's not that I'm not doing anything. Now, it is very easy to get caught up in feeling like you're not doing enough. So I don't do this every day, but I try to do balance. Like sometimes I sit in silence while I'm waiting to pick my kids up. Sometimes I don't. If anybody runs a farm and maybe is a parent and has multiple things going on in your life, why in the world would you want to spend time giving energy to those social media platforms? I can tell a difference. I probably have a 30 to 40% decrease in pre-orders at our farmers market when I do not post on social media. So I do send out a weekly email. For a very long time while I was working a public job, that email was only like, hey, pre-ordering is open, get your orders in. Now I try to give a little bit more background, a little bit more content. People feel a little bit more connected to the farm. Like, so many people come to me like, oh, I love seeing the stuff on your farm. It's so interesting. You know, you talk about all of the things you do, and just getting to watch and see how it's done, it makes me feel that more connected to your food, to my food. So my typical week kind of looks like this. If I start on a Sunday, now there are some Sundays I have phone-free Sundays and really try to stick to that and spend time with my kids. But there are times that maybe we go on hikes and you know, do fun things around the farm. Usually I try to keep everything on my social media related to the farm. I try not to get outside of that, unless it is something directly related where I'm going to their elementary school to talk and those kind of things. So I think people get that feel good, and it's a value of mine, is kids out in nature, in the life that my kids are getting, and maybe that will inspire someone to do the same, you know, just to get out. So that's Sunday. Monday is my day to try to catch up on my emails. I try to think about I list what we have to do for the week. I know I have a market on Wednesday, and then I have a market on Saturday, and typically Mondays are for planting, weeding. We don't do a whole lot of harvest on Monday, but sometimes we have to. And so like if I am doing harvest, or I am weeding, or I am planting, I try to capture something, right? Like I'll try to capture a view in the tunnel, or get people excited about what's coming back. There was some time where we didn't have carrots. We are known for our lettuce and our carrots, I feel like, the most part. And we thought we had planted enough to hold us over, but we had some winter markets and we just got wiped out. So people were really looking forward to our carrots. And so, you know, like I would pull a tester out and take a video of that and say teaser alert, you know. So I try to do things like that, you know, on Monday. I try not to let it bog me down. I try not to let it stress me out. It's just kind of like it's floating in my brain. Like it's not a stressor, not something I have to do, but it's just something that I'm kind of lightly thinking about. Tuesday is a harvest day. I'm typically, if I'm in the wash pack area, you know, I have set up my tripod before, and it's got a little automated clicker on it where I can turn it off and on. And it takes a little bit of time, you know, but you can go back and edit it later, right? Like while I'm in the moment, I'm just getting some content on my phone. And then, so that's Tuesday. Tuesday, I'm also posting something that I've made in Canva that I've used for years. So I have one for Wednesday market and I have one for Saturday market, and it's just whatever I'm bringing to the market. So it's something that's easy, and I already have a bunch of photos preloaded into Canva. Like let's say I won't have beets, and one of the pictures on that template for what I'm bringing to market does have a beet on it. I can swap it out with lettuce, right? So I try to make those things really easy where I'm not using a lot of brain power, right? Because I have my brain that I need to use on other things. So that's Tuesday. I'm also tagging the farmers market so they can reshare. Wednesday, I'm setting up at the farmers market. So I have posted a few times reminding people about the market on Wednesday. Wednesday I go to the market. I try to get some good content while I'm there, and it's not a super busy market like our Saturday market is, so I have a little bit more time. I can snip a few short videos together to make a reel. So like yesterday at the market, which was Wednesday, I pulled out my tables, I zoomed up from the concrete, cut it, put the tablecloths on, zoomed up from the concrete, cut it, put my baskets on the table, and then the last picture was the money shot with all the vegetables looking beautiful, right? And so that was something easy that I stitched together, but unfortunately I just had a big crowd of people right at 9, and this is just proof that all doesn't go perfectly. And by the time I was ready to like post the reel, when I had a break in customers, I had already sold out of 2 of the items, so which was stunk. But we were able to pivot, and Donald and some of our helpers harvested more and brought them to me. So like that's just an example where, like, you know, what do? I have this content that I made, post it anyways. You know, you already made it, you already put the effort into it, and then you can just describe to people what happened at the bottom, and then that'll just make them get there a little bit earlier. So that's good. Tap to wash. open up our pre-ordering on Wednesdays. So I talked about the email that I send out to remind people about pre-ordering. That opens on Wednesdays, close on Fridays. So usually I'll try to hit like a few times for people to remind them to pre-order. I use Wix as my website host and my online store host. And I have an alert that lets me know when people hop on my website, and if they've plugged in their email address, it associates with their IP, so I'll know when people are on. So I recognize the patterns of who is an email subscriber and reader. I mean, I get that too by the statistics that Wix gives me, but also like who's getting on with social media. So I can see the direct impact immediately when I post about reminding people to pre-order, and then I start getting those dings saying people are getting on the website. But I don't always utilize the data, but I have seen where they'll say X amount of sales came from Facebook, Google, Instagram, and then who like typed in solwayfarms.com and ordered direct through the website. So all kinds of tools out there, and I don't use but just a handful of them. I use the ones that are easy to me and that felt painless or less painful to me to use. We also stock a local farm store. It's not a farm store, it's like a farm market store, and I will go there and restock their cooler. So I always try to take video, and like their stuff it's not all my stuff that I take. The majority of the items at their stand and is not mine. It's all theirs, but we help each other, right? So like community over competition is a hashtag I like to use. So I'll post a reel, and they have tons of flowers and vegetable plants right now, so it's easy, right? It's easy to get a lot of pictures of a lot of different things. So I'll do that. That's Wednesday. But I'll also always send out a reminder on Instagram stories about people to pre-order. And if I know we're gonna have a lot of conflicting other community events in our area, I really try to get more pre-orders, because if you pay attention to ebbs and flows of farmers market, you know, a lot of the same people who come to our farmers market will also go to the Master Gardener's plant sale. So we open at 7, they open at 9. If I can hit those people that can pre-order and just pick up, and they know that they can go straight onto the plant sale, I really try to use that as a tool to boost our sales for the pre-ordering. And plus, you know, I'm a mom. Our market opens at 7 a.m. on Saturday. Do you know how hard it is to get your kids clothed, yourself, out of the door, to get to the market, to get, you know, like, to get the best selection on produce? It's hard. And so we offer the pre-ordering for the convenience, and people really appreciate that. So that's Friday. Saturday I get to the market. Of course I have to get up at 4:45 to get to the market. Hopefully by 5:45, 6ish I pack my pre-orders at the market, and then get everything set up, take a picture, post it as fast as I can. I don't try to create a lot of content. Usually I use voice to text and, you know, get something very quickly out, and it doesn't always happen. When I come home, I will usually try to repost and thank everybody for coming out to the farmers market. So maybe I don't even create content for that. I just go to the Hardin County Farmers Market and I reshare their post from the market and say, we had a great market day. Thank you everybody who come out. I'm not creating content, but I'm just getting one more touch in, you know, and to let people know that we appreciate them. And I truly do, you know, like, because if they didn't buy from us, we wouldn't be able to do this. We wouldn't be able to support our livelihood. On my hierarchy of importance, I would say marketing is not the lowest, but it's definitely not up at the top, right? Like, my family's needs come first, then the business needs. When I say family needs, my needs too, right? And there definitely have been times when I am drained having a hard time, you know, and I don't post a lot, and that it happens, right? Like, and you just can't beat yourself up for it. Like, you just have to know that there are times when you're not going to be on your A game. You're not even going to be on your B game. And I won't prioritize creating social media content over, you know, time with my family or, you know, time for myself. But I do think there's value in being real with your followers and, you know, saying you're having a hard time, or if you are, you know, going out with your friend for the day to go to the plant fair and while your husband sets up at the farmer's market. You know, I think there is value in that, but I think the line is really hard to define sometimes on who do you let in and what do you let out.